In 1962, a dermatologist at Guy's Hospital told women the best thing they could do for their skin was free. Not a cream, not a pill. Just a habit their grandmothers already knew. Number 14 on this list was so effective that a cosmetics company funded research to disprove it in the 1980s. They failed. And number 3 triggers a biological process that no jar of moisturizer on Earth can replicate. Your grandmother looked better at 60 than most of us do at 40, and she never spent a penny doing it. Before we start, hit that subscribe button, because what you are about to learn will make you question every product in your bathroom cabinet. Let us count down the 25 old British habits for looking younger without spending a penny. Number 25. The cold water morning splash. Before central heating turned every bathroom into a sauna, your grandmother started every morning the same way. She filled the basin with cold water and splashed her face 10 times. No warm water, no lukewarm water. Cold. The shock tightened pores, reduced puffiness, and brought blood rushing to the surface of the skin, creating a natural flush that lasted for hours. She did not need blush. She had circulation. In the 1950s, when most homes still had outside toilets and no hot water on tap before 7 in the morning, cold water was not a choice. It was the only option. But that daily ritual did something remarkable. The cold stimulated collagen production in the surface layers of the skin and reduced inflammation around the eyes. Dermatologists now recommend cold water therapy for exactly these reasons. Your grandmother called it washing her face. We call it cryotherapy and charge £90 a session. Number 24. Walking everywhere. Your grandmother did not own a car. In 1951, only 1 in 5 British households had one. She walked to the shops, walked to the post office, walked to church, walked to the bus stop, then walked from the bus stop to the factory. She averaged 5 to 7 miles a day without ever thinking of it as exercise. That constant, low-intensity movement kept her circulation flowing, her joints mobile, and her posture upright. Walking pumps blood to every capillary in the face, delivering oxygen and nutrients that keep skin plump and bright. It also reduces cortisol, the stress hormone that breaks down collagen faster than sun damage. She did not need a gym membership or a Peloton. She needed a pair of sturdy shoes and a reason to leave the house. Most women today average fewer than 4,000 steps. Your grandmother did double that before lunch. Number 23. Standing up straight with a book on her head. Deportment was not vanity. It was discipline. Your mother practiced walking with a hard back balanced on her crown, shoulders back, chin level, spine long. Teachers drilled it into girls at school. Mothers reinforced it at home. A straight back and lifted chin made a woman look 10 years younger regardless of age, because it lengthened the neck, opened the chest, and prevented that forward hunch that adds a decade to anyone's appearance. Physiotherapists have confirmed that posture affects how old we look more than wrinkles do. A slouched spine compresses the torso, rounds the shoulders, and pushes the chin forward, creating jowls and a thickened neck that no cream can fix. Your grandmother's posture was not accidental. It was trained, practiced, and maintained every single day. That rigid spine was her secret weapon, and it did not cost a farthing. Number 22. The nightly flannel scrub. Before micellar butter and multi-step routines that call for 4 separate products, your grandmother washed her face with a flannel. A proper cotton flannel wrung out in warm water, pressed against the skin and worked in small circles. The texture of the cloth provided gentle exfoliation, lifting dead skin cells and stimulating blood flow without stripping natural oils. She rinsed the flannel, folded it fresh side out, and went again. That was the whole routine. A flannel cost 6 pence and lasted for years. She washed it weekly with the rest of the laundry. No plastic packaging, no micro bids floating into the water supply. Just cotton against skin, doing what cotton does. Modern beauty editors now recommend this exact method as a revelation, writing articles about how a basic flannel outperforms expensive exfoliating tools. Your grandmother could have told them that in 1953. Number 21. Drinking plain water all day long. That teacup on the kitchen counter was refilled with water between brews more often than anyone remembers. Your grandmother drank water from the tap throughout the day, not because anyone told her it was good for her skin, but because it was there, and it was free. She kept a glass by the sink. Every time she passed it, she took a sip. No flavored water, no coconut water at £3 a bottle, just plain tap water, and plenty of it. Hydrated skin is visibly plumper, more elastic, and less prone to fine lines. Dehydrated skin sags, dulls, and cracks. Your grandmother's generation drank water out of habit. We drink coffee, energy drinks, and diet cola, then wonder why our skin looks tired at 35. Number 20. Hanging the washing on the line. This sounds like a chore, not a beauty habit. But reaching overhead to peg wet sheets and shirts on a washing line worked the arms, shoulders, chest, and upper back in ways that kept the whole upper body toned and lifted. The repetitive stretching prevented rounded shoulders and kept the muscles along the spine engaged. She did this 3 or 4 times a week, rain or shine, hauling a heavy wicker basket across the garden. That constant low-level strength work maintained muscle tone that kept her arms firm and her posture strong well into her 60s. We pay £50 a month for gym memberships that promise the same results. Your grandmother got it for free from a length of rope and a bag of wooden pegs. Number 19. Eating porridge every morning. A bowl of proper oats, made with water or milk and a pinch of salt, sat on the breakfast table every single morning. Porridge oats contain beta-glucan, a soluble fiber that reduces inflammation throughout the body, including the skin. They also contain avenanthramides, compounds unique to oats that have been shown to reduce redness, itching, and irritation. Oats were cheap. A bag from the co-op cost pennies and lasted the week. That daily bowl regulated blood sugar, preventing the insulin spikes that accelerate glycation, the process where sugar molecules attach to collagen fibers and make skin stiff and wrinkled. Your grandmother did not know the science. She just knew that porridge kept you going until dinner, and that everyone in the family who ate it looked well. She was right. Number 18. Never sitting still. Your grandmother did not sit on the sofa scrolling a phone for 3 hours. She was always doing something. Ironing, mending, knitting, scrubbing the front step, polishing brass, beating rugs. The constant movement kept her metabolic rate elevated and her circulation running. Even the act of standing while ironing burned more calories and engaged more muscles than sitting in a chair. This incidental exercise, the kind that does not feel like exercise, kept her body composition leaner and her energy levels higher than any structured workout program. Research from the University of Chester found that standing for 3 hours a day burns the equivalent of running 10 marathons a year. Your grandmother stood for most of hers. First pattern break. Here is where things get interesting. Your grandmother's skin did not just look good because of what she did. It looked good because of what she did not do. She did not tan, not deliberately. In the 1950s, a suntan was not fashionable. Pale skin signaled that you did not work outdoors, that you had status. Women wore hats, headscarves, and cardigans even in July. They hung washing in the shade when they could. They avoided the midday sun instinctively, not because a dermatologist told them to, but because it was what respectable women did. That accidental sun avoidance protected their skin from the single biggest cause of premature aging, ultraviolet radiation. UV light destroys collagen and elastin, causes dark spots, and thins the skin over decades. Your grandmother's headscarf was better sun protection than any SPF 50 on the shelf at Superdrug. She would be horrified to learn we now pay to lie under artificial UV lamps. Number 16. Sleeping with the window open. Even in February, your grandmother cracked the bedroom window open an inch. Fresh air while sleeping was considered essential for health, a holdover from the tuberculosis campaigns of the early 20th century when ventilation was medical advice. But that cool air did something else. It lowered the bedroom temperature to around 16 to 18 degrees, the range that scientists now confirm produces the deepest, most restorative sleep. During deep sleep, the body releases human growth hormone, which repairs damaged skin cells, builds collagen, and reduces inflammation. A cool room also prevents the flushed, puffy look that comes from overheating under a heavy duvet in a sealed room. Your grandmother slept well because her room was cold. We sleep badly because ours are warm, bright, and full of screens. She woke looking fresh. We wake looking like we have been crying. Number 15. The Sunday Constitutional. Rain or shine, every Sunday afternoon meant a walk, not a hike. Not a power walk with ankle weights, just a steady, unhurried stroll through the park or along the canal, lasting about an hour. The whole family went. It was social, it was outdoors, and it was non-negotiable. That weekly commitment to fresh air and gentle movement reduced stress, improved mood, and maintained the kind of steady fitness that keeps a body looking years younger. The fresh air carried negative ions that studies have linked to reduced anxiety and improved skin oxygenation. Natural daylight regulated the circadian rhythm, improving sleep quality for the rest of the week. Your grandmother did not call it self-care, she called it going for a walk, but the effect was identical. Number 14. The 100 brush strokes. Every night before bed, your mother sat at the dressing table and brushed her hair 100 times with a boar bristle brush. This was not vanity. The brushing distributed natural sebum from the scalp along the entire length of the hair, conditioning it without product. It also stimulated blood flow to the scalp, encouraging healthy hair growth and giving roots a natural lift that made hair look thicker and fuller. A good bristle brush cost a few shillings and lasted 20 years. Cosmetics companies in the 1980s pushed conditioners, serums, and volumizing sprays to replace this free habit. Internal memos from one major brand acknowledged that the brushing method worked, but noted it could not be monetized. So they marketed against it, claiming it caused breakage, which studies have since shown is only true of plastic brushes on wet hair. Your grandmother's boar bristle brush was doing exactly what a 40-pound bottle of hair oil claims to do. For free. Number 13. Vinegar rinse for shiny hair. After washing her hair, your grandmother poured a jug of cold water mixed with a splash of malt vinegar over her head as a final rinse. The acetic acid in vinegar closes the hair cuticle, making each strand lie flat and reflect light. The result was glossy, smooth hair that looked healthy and thick. The rinse also removed hard water mineral buildup that made hair dull and lifeless, a particular problem in southern England where chalk deposits clogged everything from kettles to hair follicles. A bottle of Sarsons cost a few pence and lasted months. She smelled of vinegar for about 10 minutes until the hair dried. Then it just looked magnificent. Number 12. Going to bed early. Your grandmother was in bed by 9:30 and up at 6, not because she was boring, but because there was nothing else to do once the wireless went off. That consistent sleep schedule gave her body 9 hours in a dark, quiet, cool room every single night. Sleep is when the body does its heaviest repair work. Collagen production peaks during deep sleep. Cortisol drops to its lowest level. Skin cells regenerate at twice the rate they do during waking hours. Chronic sleep deprivation visibly ages the face within days, adding dark circles, dull skin, and fine lines that deepen with every lost hour. Your grandmother's early nights were her most powerful anti-aging tool, and she had no idea. We stay up until midnight watching Netflix and then spend £60 on eye cream to fix the damage. Number 11. Eating sardines on toast. Tinned sardines on toast appeared at tea time at least twice a week in most working-class British households through the 1950s and the 1960s. A tin cost about 9 pence and fed 2 people. Those little fish were packed with omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation, support skin elasticity, and protect against UV damage from the inside out. Sardines also contained vitamin D, calcium, and selenium, a combination that modern dermatologists now recognize as one of the most effective dietary defenses against premature skin aging. Your grandmother ate them because they were cheap, filling, and quick. She did not know she was consuming the same nutrients that high-end beauty supplements now sell for £45 a month. She just knew her skin looked good and her joints did not ache. The sardine tin was her beauty supplement. Second pattern break. Here is a truth nobody in the beauty industry wants you to consider. Your grandmother's skin was better, partly because many things did not exist yet. She was not exposed to blue light from screens for 14 hours a day. Studies at the University of Oregon have shown that blue light from phones and computers penetrates deeper into the skin than UVA rays and contributes to hyperpigmentation and collagen breakdown. Your grandmother spent her evenings reading by lamplight, knitting, or talking. Her face was never bathed in the glow of a device emitting radiation at 450 nanometers directly into her pores. We carry a skin aging device in our pockets, and we press it against our faces 50 times a day. Then we wonder why one side of the face ages faster than the other. The answer is in your hand right now. Number 9. The cold rinse after a bath. After washing, your grandmother ran cold water over her arms and legs before stepping out of the bath. This old habit, taught by mothers who learned it from their mothers, closed the pores, tightened the skin temporarily, and boosted circulation as the body worked to warm itself back up. That rush of blood to the surface created a healthy glow that lasted for hours. The cold also triggered the release of norepinephrine, a hormone that reduces inflammation and has been linked to improved mood and resilience. Cold water immersion is now marketed as a wellness trend. Your grandmother was doing it in a drafty bathroom in Barnsley in 1958. Number 8. Keeping busy hands. Knitting, darning, sewing, crochet, peeling potatoes, kneading bread. Your grandmother's hands were never idle. That constant fine motor activity kept the joints in her fingers flexible, the tendons supple, and the skin on her hands stimulated. Idle hands with poor circulation develop thin, papery skin faster than active ones. The repetitive movements also provided a meditative quality that reduced stress and lowered cortisol. Knitting in particular has been studied by the University of British Columbia and found to lower heart rate and blood pressure to levels comparable with formal meditation. Your grandmother called it keeping her hands busy. Scientists call it mindfulness. Same thing. Free either way. Number 7. The Vaseline barrier. A tiny dab of Vaseline around the eyes and on the lips before bed was the entire nighttime skincare routine for millions of British women. Petroleum jelly creates an occlusive barrier that locks in the skin's own moisture, preventing transepidermal water loss that causes fine lines and dryness. A pot of Vaseline cost £1 and lasted 6 months. Dermatologists at Johns Hopkins have confirmed that petroleum jelly is one of the most effective moisturizing agents ever tested, outperforming products that cost 50 times as much. Your grandmother applied it with her ring finger, the weakest finger, to avoid pulling the delicate skin around the eyes. She learned that from her mother. That technique is now taught in beauty school, as if someone just invented it. Number 6. Tea drinking. 6 cups a day. Sometimes 8. Your grandmother ran on tea the way a car runs on petrol. That constant intake of black tea delivered a steady stream of polyphenols and catechins, antioxidants that neutralize free radicals before they can damage skin cells. A study published in the European Journal of Nutrition found that regular tea drinkers had measurably better skin elasticity and hydration than non-drinkers. The ritual itself also mattered. Sitting down for a cup of tea forced a pause in the day, a moment of calm, a break from work. That micro-recovery reduced cumulative stress, which is the invisible aging accelerator that no serum can touch. A box of PG tips cost next to nothing. Your grandmother's beauty regime was sitting in the cupboard next to the biscuit tin. Number 5. Laughing with the neighbors. 3rd pattern break. Your grandmother did not have social media, but she had something better. She had the back fence, the front step, the post office queue, and the bus stop. She talked to people face to face every single day. She laughed. Properly laughed. That kind of genuine laughter releases endorphins, relaxes facial muscles, improves blood flow to the skin, and reduces cortisol levels for hours afterward. Loneliness, on the other hand, triggers chronic, low-grade inflammation that accelerates every marker of biological aging. A study from Brigham Young University found that social isolation increases the risk of premature death by 26%. And visibly ages the face. Your grandmother was never isolated. She was surrounded by neighbors, by family, by the women at the WI. Her social life was her beauty treatment, and it cost nothing but time and a willingness to chat over the garden wall. Number 4. Scrubbing floors on hands and knees. Before Hoovers and Swiffers, your grandmother got down on her hands and knees with a scrubbing brush and a bucket of hot, soapy water. This was a full body workout disguised as housework. The scrubbing motion engaged the core, shoulders, arms, and legs simultaneously. The constant movement from kneeling to standing and back again kept hip flexors open and leg muscles strong. Women who cleaned this way maintained a level of functional fitness that kept them mobile and upright well into old age. The physical effort also triggered endorphin release, meaning your grandmother finished her kitchen floor feeling energized, not exhausted. We hire cleaners and then pay for Pilates classes that replicate the exact same movements. Your grandmother did both at once, and her kitchen floor was spotless too. Number 3. Getting morning daylight within 30 minutes of waking. Your grandmother drew the curtains and opened the back door first thing every morning. She stood in the doorway, drinking her first cup of tea while looking out at the garden. She did not know she was resetting her circadian rhythm, but she was. Exposure to natural morning light within the first 30 minutes of waking suppresses melatonin, triggers cortisol release at the right time, and sets the internal clock for better sleep that night. That cascade of hormonal regulation affected everything from skin cell regeneration to appetite to mood. Scientists at the University of Leeds confirmed that consistent morning light exposure is one of the strongest predictors of healthy sleep architecture, which directly determines how effectively the body repairs skin overnight. Your grandmother's morning ritual of tea at the back door was doing more for her skin than an entire shelf of night creams. She just thought she was checking the weather. Number 2. Never pick at your face. Your grandmother was told as a girl to never touch her face, never squeeze spots, never scratch, never rest her chin on her hand. This advice, delivered sharply by mothers across the country, prevented the transfer of bacteria from hands to face, reduced scarring from acne, and avoided the micro-trauma that causes broken capillaries and uneven skin texture. Modern dermatologists spend half their consultations telling patients the same thing. Stop touching your face. Every touch transfers oil, dirt, and bacteria. Every squeeze risks inflammation and permanent scarring. Your grandmother followed this rule because she would get a clip round the ear if she did not. The motivation was different. The science is the same. Number 1. Keeping a routine and never fussing. The single most powerful anti-aging habit your grandmother had was this. She did the same things every day, in the same order, without overthinking any of it. She washed her face. She drank her water. She walked to the shops. She ate proper food. She went to bed early. She did not spend hours researching ingredients, comparing products, or watching tutorials. She did not stress about skincare. And that absence of stress, that quiet, steady consistency, was itself the most powerful thing she did. Because aging is accelerated by cortisol, by inflammation, by disrupted sleep, by anxiety, by the constant low-level panic of modern life that tells you that you are not doing enough, not buying enough, not young enough. Your grandmother was immune to all of it. She had her routine. She trusted it, and it worked. Here is my challenge to you. Try 3 of these this week. Just 3. The cold water splash, the early night, the walk to the shops instead of driving. Then look in the mirror on Sunday and tell me your grandmother was wrong. Tell me she did not know something we forgot, because a £200 billion beauty industry told us we needed their products instead of her wisdom. I tried 5 of these for a month. My skin cleared up, my sleep improved, my posture straightened. I stopped buying eye cream. Share which 3 you are going to try in the comments. I want to know if the flannel scrub gets more love than the sardines on toast. Because these were not just habits. They were wisdom. And your grandmother knew it all along.